I see everybody talk about spiritual psychosis in passing, but I don't really see anybody explain what it is or why it happens, so I guess I'll do that for you today. My name is Emily. I am an energy healer, exorcist, tarot, and candle witch professionally of 7 years. I have been in and out of my own episodes of spiritual psychosis since I was a teenager, if I'm being honest. So let's talk about why it happens. A lot of the time, these things occur because you're going through a spiritual awakening. Another couple of ways that spiritual psychosis can happen is by tampering with things you are not prepared to handle, or through psychic attack or being hexed. Going through a spiritual awakening is kind of difficult for the physical and mental body to handle. It is a lot of energy that is very difficult for your five senses to filter. And when you become connected to the other dimensions and to the energies that are subtle, it makes it really difficult for your spirit to want to stay here. Keep in mind, going through a spiritual awakening kind of leads to hyper awareness of darkness and corruption and greed. So add the very weird sensation of being open to other worlds on top of the fact that the world sucks, makes it kind of difficult for the spirit to want to stay in the body. One of my mentors used to be a psych nurse for some years, and she was already very actively doing sacred work. And when new people would come in, she would observe them energetically. And most of the time, the people that would come in were in the mental state that they were in because they attempted to do something that they weren't supposed to, or they tampered with energies they shouldn't have been tampering with, and it backfired, and their soul kind of got lost in the process. And the last way I've noticed that people end up going into spiritual psychosis usually has to do with psychic attack and hexing. So anytime that I've seen people who pick up a curse or a hex, it always attacks the crown chakra. So the crown chakra rules the mind, as does the third eye, but mostly the crown chakra. And for you to block and attack that also leads the spirit to not wanting to be in the vessel. It's really important that you learned how to ground and meditate before you attempt any kind of spiritual practice. Not only that, but also learning basic protections, because it's a lot to handle. Being open is a lot, and even your most seasoned practitioner probably still struggles with keeping a grip on themselves and staying out of spiritual psychosis. So when people, tell me like, oh, like I wish I could see things like you can, or I wish I could do what you do, it is a grip, an iron grip on your sanity to be like this. It is very difficult to be a human and a spirit at the same time. So, and anybody who tells you, "Oh, I don't experience that anymore," they're lying to you. Most of us still experience that to this day. Now, something I will tell you that most people won't is that even if you were very experienced in grounding and meditating, sometimes that's not enough to pull you out of the spiritual psychosis. And unfortunately, sometimes you do need psych meds or to be put in an institution. And while that situation is not ideal, it really is the only way to put a stop to it sometimes.